one great thing about the rule changes for this year is that ACA and Nfhs have again merged, and so pretty much one thing to keep in mind as we're going through rules, anything that was legal last year is still legal this year. So there's not really rule changes that anything has changed in terms of now you can no longer do this time, now you can no longer do this time. Everything's pretty much the same. The difference is that we have open interpretation on some things and clarified some things, allowing you to do a little bit more. So there's not really any new restrictions, there's just new allowances, if that makes sense. So if you guys have any questions about previous year rule changes or rules now, also the difference is sometimes ACA will create a rule, like last year, ACA created a rule, they went and presented it to Nfhs, and Nfhs said no, so now we have like, it was legal if you went to UCA Nationals, but if you're at the Mexico State Championship, it's illegal. Now, pretty much everything is the same, again. Sometimes we have on and off years like that, but this year everything's the same, whether you go to ACA or whether you go to Nfhs. All the schools that I work with are Nfhs, so I'm right there with you. I know what we're talking about. So here's kind of a summary of everything. We'll go through it just because there's really only 2 new rule changes that have kind of opened up, but we'll kind of discuss each one. Okay, so the biggest one is the word static has been removed from inversions. So before, last year, you were in a static handstand position, so the top girl was upside down, so that was either she was in shoulders, doing a handstand like on our shoulders, or she was doing hand in hand, or if the bases were holding like a basket toss grip and she did a handstand on them, it had to stop in that handstand inverted position, and then from there you could dip and then you could toss it and it could land at prep level, it could land in a cradle, it could go forwards or backwards, it didn't matter, but it had to stop. This year, now there is no rule, or the word static has been removed. So now you only have to pass through an inverted position and then you can be released. Does everyone understand what I'm saying when I say the handstand thing? Like handstand on shoulders, hand in hand, anytime the top goes upside down, the bases are holding her. Okay, now you don't have to stop. You can still stop, that's still a thing. But now you don't have to stop. So you could kind of take a top girl from the ground, and if you were holding her correctly, you could lift her up, she could pass through it, and then you could toss and release her and catch. So you kind of do what would look like a front flipping cradle, even though it's not really flipping because she's upside down, she just passes through the inversion and then she's released. I'll show you guys some stunts with that a little bit later, but now you can move through the inversions, which is a really great creativity thing for choreography. So I love that. Now you can release from the ground. So inversions, you can release from the ground. Oh, sorry. Yes.
But you're standing in front of us, so
Yeah. There you go. Sorry. Let me stand over here. There we go. Okay. So you now can release. So last year you could do like you could go from the handstand and you could pop and you could catch it at prep level. So you could be in an inverted set and you could release the inverted set and you could catch it at prep level. That was legal last year. Now, this year, you can go from the ground, be inverted on the ground, and now go from the ground and catch it at prep level. Again, the reasoning for this is to prepare high school cheerleaders to learn college level skills while still being safe. But now all inversions are following the same line of progression. So if you've ever seen like where they're kind of like in a prone position on the ground, the top girl's like in a push-up position on the ground and the base is thrown and she does a front flip and catch her and load. Now you can do that and you can front flip her and you can catch her at prep level. Or you can now do a back handspring up. The staff will show that a little bit later on. Now you can do like a true back handspring up, toss the top girl, release, and she can catch at prep level. That is now legal. Before you could do a back handspring up, but it had to go low. Now you can do a back handspring up and catch it at prep. So kind of allowing a little bit more creativity there as well. Let's see if this will play. So that was legal last year. If everyone's seen the video. So this was the static. Kind of the same thing here. Now this would be an example of a legal sense. So that was the static handstand that I just showed you. That was legal last year. Now this is legal this year. Oh, go back. See the difference? Let's do that one more time. So she's not upside down, but she passes through the upside down position before the bases release her. Let me just give you one tip. How to make anything pretty much let's say almost anything legal for this is where the bases are holding the top of the shoulders. So if you're looking, I'll play it one more time for you. The bases are holding the tops of her shoulders. So technically, in order for her to flip where they're holding, if they were just holding on the back and they threw that, that would be considered a flip because there's no point in time where she goes inverted before they release her. But if they're holding her shoulder, they have to get her inverted before they release. So think about where your bases are holding, because then technically, like, I can't throw someone like this and have it go anywhere. I would have to get it underneath. Now she's inverted, her shoulders are here, her head's here, her hips are up here, and then I can throw it. Happens all fast, so you have to kind of really watch it, but that's kind of how it works. So watch it just one more time. So see the bases right here are holding her shoulder, and then they flip her hips up and then it rolls over. One more time? Yep. The staff will demo a couple of things for you guys as well, so you can kind of see it. And that can catch at a prep level as well. Any questions on that new rule? Perfect. There's nothing here, the same thing, combined with the inversions to non-inverted may release prior to non-inverted position. So you can, I guess now what this is saying with this new rule is, so everyone knows like the fold over the pancake stunt. So where they go here, they go up, the top row literally head dives to the ground, she folds it in half and you catch her. You can go from a pancake, like the pancake position, if she's already folded over and how they catch it, you can go from that and then you can dip and roll out of it. If that makes sense. So if the top row's like, like this, actually, she's folded over. They're just going to show you. So yeah, like just kind of get into, go to a cradle. Okay, and now let's throw the flat back. And pull it over, and you've got to reach just did a pancake. Okay, so now this is like she just did the pancake, so she came this way. Now technically the bases can roll her back over. Yeah. Does that make sense? So just push that. So now they can just roll it back. So she goes up, she takes it down, and now she rolls back. Before that was illegal, now before that was illegal, now it's legal because of this new inversion rule. You can just pass through the inversion, the bases have to let her go, she just passes through and rolls back down. Cool? Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay. Good job, guys. Might just want to like hang out up here because I might have a couple of things. Okay, so same thing with this. We just talked about a back handspring up. Back handspring up can release. Same thing. Just we're not going to make this. So like I was talking about before, the front flip on the ground. So she's in like the push-up position. Here, bases are holding here. Back slap has her feet up here, and then we dip and throw her forward. Before you can catch that in the boat, now you can catch it. We'll show you that in our other class as well, when they have a second turn. Yes? No, you could flip it back. Yep, you could flip it to prep. Technically, you could flip that to an extension because it's not a release. Back spot stays. The back spot stays in contact the whole time, so the back spot technically you could roll it over, and then you could flip it to back spot and just J it up. Yep. Oh, we do have a video. This is the back handspring. handspring release, catch-up prep. So last year, they couldn't do that. This year they can. Okay, brace extended sense. Good thing we have some tolerance. Okay, brace extended sense. Last year, we could do paper dolls. Woo, it was great. The rule last year was that we could not go, like say we're all at prep. In order for us to go to paper dolls, we would have to go to extension first, and then pull lid. So we couldn't change height and body position at the same time. This year, it doesn't matter. We can go prep, we can go to lid, she can go from that lid back down to prep, we can stay in the lid, we can do whatever. Another thing for this year is, last year the rule was hand, arm, hand, arm. So we couldn't be like shoulder, shoulder. It had to be hand, arm, hand, arm. This year, one person can connect, and she can grab it anywhere she wants. We can hold each other's backs, like we can do like a hug thing. This doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you're connected. You just cannot hold the leg or the foot. That's it. So we can actually do like the true, like if she holds the heel stretch, I can just hold her shoulder and I can do heel stretch. So this is like a different way to do paper dolls. I know, I'm so flexible. I'll work on it for next year. So before it would have to be like, we had to be connected in our arms and then like she couldn't really do it. Or like she had to grab like her ankle and I had to grab like underneath here. Whatever, now it doesn't matter how we do it. I can be connected to her, she doesn't have to be connected to me. It's kind of free and we can go up and down as we want. We can go from stretch to lib, up to extension. You can go from extension to lib to whatever. So all that doesn't matter. Any questions about that? Okay. 10 minutes? Oh, easy. I can do that. Okay, here's a video example. So this was last year. They had to be at extension. Or now this is showing like this year, how they kind of did that. So before that was illegal, now that's legal. So it's showing the movement of the top people, changing body position and height at the same time. Good job, staff. Okay, spotting sets. An extended set, let's see. Oh, yeah, so extended sets only require a spotter when it's stationary or moving. So, example, if we are in an extension, you have to have a spotter. We're up here, we're holding the top of those feet, they have to have a spotter, it's your back spotter. You're in a co-ed set, doing an extension, I have to have someone saying here's my spotter. However, now, if they are doing a show and go, I can go. But you guys can do it. You do not need a spotter for a show and go. So no spotter is required for that. Does that make sense? So same thing if it's like a lid, a one-leg lid show and go, two-man show and go, if they want to go show and go to prep, or you want to go from prep up and up down without a spotter, all of that. Okay? I can tell you the reasoning behind it, but it's not really that. But there is reasoning behind how that's legal because if you do a high forearm or you do a pull-up, pretty much what the thought process was behind it. Technically, a pull-up is illegal. Technically, a high forearm or any kind of pull-around is illegal because at some point in time during the movement of the step, now I'm facing my back spot, there's no spotter here. So, one, pull-ups are legal. High are legal. So, by technical terms, to make that legal, we had to be able to pass through an extended position without a spotter. So kind of like the same thing. Now I'm passing through the extended position without a spot, but I'm coming back down. But now I'm passing through, if I'm doing a pull-up, I'm passing through the extended position. I don't have a spot, but I'm still moving. And by the time I get back here, I'm stationary. I have my spotter. So that's like the reasoning behind those rules. But now just like show and go, you don't have that spot. You can show and go stop here without a spot. You can go from here dip, show and go down without a spot. You just can't stop here. You just can't stay there without that spot. Any questions on that one? You probably have a video of it. Actually, no, there's not. So thanks for showing that. This is a big thing, spotting pyramids. This is the other big rule change for this year. It helps small teams a lot. If you are spotting a pyramid, or if you're a bracer in a pyramid, bracers that brace inversions, rolls, or regular release moves do not have to have a spot. So you could just have 3 people, like a prep with no back spot. That's the big thing. Brace flips, so like, how many people needed for a brace flip? 12. There's no other way around it. 2 bases, top girl, and back spot. Everyone has 2 bases, top girl, and back spot. Doesn't matter any way you do it, you have to have 12 people, period. Now, this year, if I'm doing a low to high tick-tock, and I'm bracing the set, my bracer no longer needs a squat. So they can do a 2-man prep. I'll show you right here. We have it. So a 2-man prep can brace any step, just not a flip. Okay? So see here, she's in a lib. There's no spotter back here. Do we all see that? No spotter. Sorry, I thought you could see my mouse. You can't. Yep. Does that make sense? Okay, great. Make sure now with these new rules, we have to be extremely careful and make sure you as coaches understand the definitions of these rules. So, number 1, a brace inversion. A brace inversion is when the top girl is upside down. She starts upside down, she's upside down. She's in a handstand, her hips and her feet are over her head. Can you guys do a handstand? Just make sure everyone is aware. This is a brace inversion. This is an inversion. So if I had a group that was at a prep level, we could grab her arm and we could flip her, using the term flip lightly because it's not a flip, we could move her from that inverted position to a non-inverted position, and this stunt group would not have to have a spotter. Brace inversion. Okay. Here is an example. So this is an example of the brace inversion. This stunt group does have the back spot, right there. See her there? She does not have to be there for this. So again, this spotter, just pretend she's not there. She doesn't exist. That's legal, okay? Because she's upside down in the step, okay? She's not flipping, she's just going from a non-inverted position to an inverted position, or from an inverted position to a non-inverted position. That can go backwards the way they showed it, or it can go forwards. Doesn't matter because it's the same way. If my feet are straight up above my head, if I move my feet this way or I move my feet this way, it's the same direction. It's the same amount of space. So, second definition is braced rolls. So a braced roll is when a top girl is connected to somebody in the air and somebody on the ground. Do you get the visual that she's actually going to flip upside down? Yes, you get the visual, but she's connected to somebody on the ground, so it's not a flip. It's a roll. Okay? Air, ground. This person that's spotting the set does not need to have a spotter. This person that's bracing me doesn't have to have a spotter because I'm connected to the top person and somebody on the ground, so I'm doing a what? I'm doing a roll. That sounded really kindergarten, I'm so sorry. Good job, class. Gold star for everyone. Okay, so same thing here. This is a braced roll. So even though it looks like she's doing a flip, she's technically not flipping, she's doing a roll. Now, pretend this girl doesn't exist. That is legal this year. Go back. You want to sit from the side. Okay, third definition. Brace, flip. This is what we see all the time. Brace flip. Top girl does a front flip, she does a back flip, she does an Arabian. There's two bracers on both sides. The base is completely let go of her. She's released, she does a full rotation, or she does 1 1/4 rotations, however you want to do it, and then they catch her. There's no rule changes for this one. Every group must have 2 bases and a back spot. So total, if every group has to have 2 bases and a back spot, and you have to be braced on both sides for it to flip, the minimum number of people for this skill is 12. There's no other way around it. Like, you can try to be creative. There's literally no other way around it. If you only have 11 people on your team, great. You're going to do a braced inversion, or you're going to do a braced roll. You cannot do a flip if you have 12 people on your, or 11 people on your team. There's no way around it. Okay? The only difference, here, let's show it. This would be a flip. So notice how many people there, 2 bases, everybody has a back spot, top girl, connected, release from the bases, and she flips. That's a brace flip. The only definitional change for this year, it's not even really a change, they just clarified catchers. Prime example, so if we have our set group here, pretend there's a top girl here, everyone, we have 12 people doing this set. It does not matter how many people throw or catch the set. Okay? So they could start, they could do a backflip, they could all start together, they're all connected to her, and then when she flips up, the bases become a spotter, their hands are on it, and Robbie catches it on his own. That's okay. They could even do it to where Robbie throws the set by himself. These people still have to be there. Whether they touch the set or not, they still have to be there. So we still have to have 12 people. It doesn't matter if one person's throwing it, all 3 people are throwing it, or 2 people are throwing it. It doesn't matter if all 3 catch, 2 people catch, or 1 person catches. 3 people on the bottom still have to be there. Okay? That's the only clarification in terms of the rules, but it's always been that. They just clarified the catchers. So 3 people can throw, 2 people can throw, 1 people can throw, 1 person can catch, 2 people can catch, 3 people can catch. However, no matter what, you have to have all 3 still there, whether they touch it or not. So, co-ed teams, you can have your boys throw. All girl teams that have those BC bases, you can have her throw, but you still have to have those other two. Any questions on that? Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Here's just another video. So see, they showed up with 2 people. See the girl in the back? She didn't touch the set when it started or when it ended. She's still there. They still have 12 people. Even though she didn't do anything, she didn't touch it, she didn't catch it, she's still there as the spotter. So at the top here, notice nobody's grabbing the ankles. Can you see this? Nobody's holding the ankles. This is still legal because where's the spotter? Behind it. In a co-ed set, if I'm doing an extension, I don't have to have my spotter touching me, but the spotter has to be there. So in this, I don't need the spotter to actually grab the ankles and hold on to the ankles, because the spotter's still there in case something happens, she can step in. Okay? Yes. Oh, she was just asking a question. Okay. So same thing as before. This is inversion. So if I'm doing an inversion down from waist level, can you guys do a shoulder sit? So here, a shoulder sit is considered below prep level. You only need 1 spotter to do this. So if she were to carpal down to me, you only need 1 person to do that. Okay? If she's at prep level and she does that same thing, you have to have 2 people to do it. Okay? So here, 1, here, 2. 1, 2. So just keep thinking about that. Single base suspended rolls must still have 2 hands. connected to it. And the teddy bear roll down is prohibited, but the roll up is allowed. So this is like the all-star thing. If anyone does all-stars, like where they're sitting in a teddy bear, and they grab the hand of the top girl and they like swing her down and swing her backward into a set. That's illegal. Anytime the top girl goes inverted, the basic must release their feet. So she can't do the roll down, but same thing that we just talked about with that holdover, she can roll out. I don't think you're going to see that too much, but you might. Here's an example. So this is legal because it's going up, not down. One more time. So they're connected to her hands. She swings through, and it rolls over. Another one. Same thing. She's rolling up into it. That's really hard, by the way. Just FYI. I know they make it look easy, but these are I call these people my super friends. Jocelyn's a beast. She's the girl on the left, right. Woo. Killing it. Okay, the swan dive song roll. The term swan dive no longer exists. You still can't do dive rolls. They just took the swan dive because I guess there was something with dance that like they called it swan dive, and so saying it was prohibited meant they can't do it even though it wasn't a swan dive. That's just been removed. But you still can't dive roll. Okay. And this year, you can do back tucks with palms. You can hold your palms and you can do a standing tuck. Can you do a back handspring? No. You can't do a back handspring, but you can do a standing tuck with palms. And these are just definitional changes that if you want to read them, you can. Any questions about any of those things?